Hello, students. A very good morning. I hope that all of you are fine and safe. So, here in Social Science, Unit 1, History, we are going to see about the Vedic culture in North India and Megalithic culture in South India. So, in this chapter, we are going to see in two parts. The first part will be seeing about the Vedic culture in North India, and the second part will be seeing the megalithic culture in South India. So, first, let's get into the lesson learning objectives. To know the origin and migration of Aryans into India, to identify the sources of study relating to the Vedic age. So, you all know what is Vedic age, right? I hope you all know that. To understand the evolution of political, economic, and the religious structure in Rig Vedic, and later Vedic societies, to locate the region inhabited by both early and later Vedic people, to make the differences between early and later Vedic periods, to understand the megalithic or Iron Age culture in Tamil Nadu. So, these are the things we are going to discuss in this unit. Vedic Age. The first phase of urbanization in India came to an end with the decline of Indus civilization. A new era called Vedic Age began with the arrival of Aryans. So, you would have known what is Vedic Age. So, it is a period in the history of India between 1500 BC to 600 BC. Okay, so this period will be called as Vedic Age. The name Vedic Age, we are getting it from four Vedas which we were following in olden days. Who were Aryans? So, when they came inside these Aryans, when they came inside only, we were following this Vedic age. So, who were the Aryans? So, in the previous paragraph, we have seen that a new era called Vedic age started when the arrival of Aryans. So, who were these Aryans? When the Aryans came inside only, there was a new development. Okay, so who were these Aryans? The Aryans were Indo Aryan language speaking, semi nomadic pastoralists. They came from Central Asia in several waves of migration through Khyber Pass of Hindu Kush mountain. So I would have known what is migration. People will be moving from one place to another for their life. Okay, so they will be moving from this area to that area. They will be moving for their life. So likewise, when they were moving from Hindu Kush mountain, they were called as Aryans. Though cattle rearing were their main occupation, they also practiced slash and burn agriculture. So, cattle rearing, you would have known, right? Maad mekradhu, they used to say. So, that was their main occupation, and they also practiced slash and burn. They were also learning slash as well as agriculture. So I told you slash and burn agriculture. So what is meant by that? Let us know. It is a farming method that involves clearing the land by cutting and burning all the trees and plants on it. Cultivation is done there for a short time and then abandoned. People then move on to the new piece of land for cultivation. So this is called as after harvesting. No, they used to clear that land. Okay, so what they will do? No, they used to burn when all the small grasses and trees, when they dry up. No, they used to burn everything, and then they will move to the next piece of land. After cultivating that, they will be again coming back to the old area. So this is what they used to practice after cattle rearing. Let's move to the next page. So with this map work, you can see this. So this dark green color is there, no, so that will be the early Vedic period. They were following it in these areas when they were migrating here. So they have occupied this much area as a Vedic cultural areas. So here, time, spread and sources. Geographical range, North India. So the period is the period when Vedic age was there, it will be called as Iron Age, and the time will be 1500 BC to 600 BC. The sources will be Vedic literature. So they used to follow all the Vedas. Nature of civilization is rural. Okay. Aryans and their home in India. Aryans of the Rig Veda Vedic period were semi-nomadic. They were basically pastoral people with cattle as their main source of wealth. So as I told you, they believed only in cattle rearing. After that only they were following this agricultural things. In the Rigvedic time, the Aryan homeland was the Punjab, which was at the time called Sapta Sindhu, the land of 7 rivers. So in Punjab, they were so Punjab was the first place they were living in. Around 1000 BC, Aryan in India moved eastward and settled in Indo-Gangetic plain. So, as I told you, they were migrating themselves towards the eastward side and they settled in Indo-Gangetic plain. Use of iron axes and plough become widespread. So they used to, as I told you, after cattle rearing, they also practiced agriculture, no. So for cutting of the trees, they used to have this iron axes and plough for agriculture. So this also they were spreading for others. 4 Vedas. Do you know what are the 4 Vedas? You would have studied in your lower classes. Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Samaveda and Atharva Veda. These are the 4 Vedas. From this only they have got the name Vedic culture. Now sources. Vedic literature. Vedic literature can be classified into 2 broad categories. The first one is Shrutis and Smritis. Shrutis and Srimati, you would have heard these names. Let's see what it is. Shrutis. The Shrutis comprises the 4 Vedas, the Brahmanas, Aranyakas and Upanishads. They are considered sacred, eternal and unquestionable truth. Shruti means listening or unwritten ones that were transmitted orally through generations. So in those days and all, they used to follow this norm. This Brahmanas, Brahmins and all, they used to follow this religious thing. No, that one. Smritis, a body of texts containing teachings on religions such as Itihasas, Puranas, Tantras and Agamas. Smritis are not external, they are constantly revised. Smritis means definite and written literature. So what is the basic difference between Shrutis and Smritis is, Shruti they have not written any thing, and in Smritis they have written literature. So in Shrutis they used to follow from father to the son, grandfather to father, so likewise it will be followed. But in Smritis it is in a written culture which can be followed later. Okay. National motto Satyameva Jayate, truth alone triumphs, is taken from Munkada Upanishad. So you would have heard this motto. Okay. Archaeological sources. Do you know what is archaeological sources? You would have heard this, no? Like learning about the literatures, the olden literatures. They will be called as the archaeological sources. Material remains such as iron implements and pottery from the archaeological sites in Punjab, Uttar Pradesh and Rajasthan along the Indus and the Ganges. So they were finding it. Okay, they were finding all these old things which they have been using in their ages. Classification of Vedic age. Two phases of Vedic age: early Vedic period and later Vedic period. So early Vedic period were followed between 1500 to 1000 BC. Then later Vedic period is from 1000 to 600 BC. Okay, so this were classified. We'll move to the next page. Vedic culture, polity and society. The Rig Vedic polity was kinship based. Kula was the basic unit of the polity. It was under a head called Kulapati. Several families joined together to form a grama, that is a village. Gramam they used to say. So grama was headed by a gramini, the head of that grama. A group of village was called Vis and was headed by a Vishayapati. So the head of all these group. Okay, Rajan was the head of the Jana, that is the tribal people, and he addressed as Jansaya Kopa, guardian of the people. There were several tribal kingdoms, Rashtras during Rig Vedic period, Bharatas, Matsyas and Puras. So they were these people will be called as a this will be called as a group of people. They will be in this culture. They will be following this culture. Likewise, they used to have the groupings. Okay, king. The main responsibility of the Rajans was to protect the tribe. His power were limited by the tribal assemblies, namely Vidhata, Sabha, Samiti and Kana. Of these, Vidhata, the tribal assembly, was the oldest. So the king will be the responsibility of the people. Okay, so his main thing is to protect the people, and he also has some limited things, that is he should be following the instruction which has been given by the heads. Sabha, a council of elders. Samiti, a assembly of people. They used to form this, no? The king appointed a Purohit, chief priest, to assist him. In economic, political and military matters, the king was assisted by Senani, the army chief. Grahamini was the leader of the village. So we have learned so many stories, right? Raja will be there, then Senatipati will be there, then Prohit, the chief priest will be there. So all these they used to follow. When the Aryans moved eastward into Ganges, Yamuna and Dop region, the early settlements were replaced by territorial kingdoms. Hereditary kinship began to emerge. In the monarchical form of government, the power of the king increased, and he performed various rituals and sacrifices to make his position strong. So this also you would have heard in so many stories. So to retain the position of the king, they used to make so many yagas, they used to give so many sacrifices to retain his position and make his position to be very strong. Many janas or tribes were amalgamated to form janapathas or rashtras in later Vedic period. The importance of Samiti and Sabha diminished and the Vidhata completely disappeared. New states emerged. Bali was a voluntary contribution of the people to the king. In the later Vedic period, Bali was treated as tax and collected regularly. The Kuru and the Panchala kingdom flourished, and large cities like Ayodhya, Indraprastha and Mathura also emerged during this period. As I told you, sacrifice, that is called as Bali. Bali is nothing but giving a sacrifice to a god for giving a wish to him. So they have followed this type of thing, and they have made this one as a tax also and collected it regularly from the people. Okay. And in this period only, this Ayodhya, then Indraprasada and Mathura cities were developed. Okay. Pali, a tax consisting of 1/6 of the agricultural produce or cattle for a person. Okay, so Bali, they used to collect it as a revenue or from a human being as a cattle. Okay. Social organization. The Vedic family was patriarchal. The fair complexionist Aryans distinguished themselves from dark complexionist non Aryans, whom they called Dasuyas and Dasas. Within the early Vedic society, there were three divisions. Trayi, the general public were called Vis, the warrior class was called as Kshatriyas, and the priestly class called as Brahmanas. At a later stage, when the Aryans had to accommodate non-Aryan skilled workers in their social arrangement, a rigid fourfold Varna system was developed. That is, the priestly Brahmanas, the warriors, the Kshatriyas, the land owning Visayas, and the skilled workers, Sudras. Thus, a graded social order emerged. So, they used to see, you would have seen in so many films, with the color complexion, they used to see lower caste people, high caste people, all these things they used to differentiate. Likewise, no, what they have done, no, they had three major division. One is Trayali, the general people, public people, they will be called as Vis. Then the warrior class, the army people, they will be called as Kshatriyas, and the priest, which the high caste people, they will be called as Brahmanas. They have developed all these things. Although the Vedic age is evidenced by good number of texts, it does not have adequate amount of material evidence. So they had so many good numbers in text, but they did not have amount of materials because it has got destroyed. Okay. Status of women. In Rig Vedic society, women relatively enjoyed some freedom. The wife was respected as the mistress of the household. She could perform rituals along with her husband in their house. Child marriage and sati were unknown. There was no bar on the remarriage of widows. Nevertheless, the women were denied right to inherit property from their parents. They played no role in public affairs. In the later Vedic period, the role of women in society as well as their status even within the family declined. So, in the previous thing, that is in Rig Vedic society, women were treated very well. So they were given everything. Education was given. They were treated equally with the men, and remarriages were encouraged. All these things were given to the women. But in later Vedic period, what happened, they were family itself declined all these things from women. Let us see what all they have done. Women could no longer perform rituals in the family. The rules of marriage become much more complex and rigid. It became very protective. Polygamy became common. Widow remarriage was not encouraged. Education was denied to women. Intercaste marriages were spurned. So these are the things they were giving. They were not giving to the women. So this is the difference for Vedic period and later Vedic period, how women were treated. Economic life. So economic life is nothing but how they led their life without money. Economy in the Vedic period was sustained by a combination of pastoralism and agriculture. Though occupation of Rig Vedic Aryan was cattle rearing, they were carpenters, chariot makers, potters, smiths, weavers, and leather workers. Ochre colored pottery (OCP) was attributed to this period. Horses, cows, goat, sheep, oxen, and dogs were domesticated. So, as I told you in the beginning, they were depending only on this agriculture and cattle rearing. Later they were developing to so many professions like carpenter, pot makers, smiths, weavers, all these things they were developing. When Aryans permanently settled in Sindh and the Punjab region, they began to practice agriculture. So when they came to Sindh and Punjab only, they began to develop the agriculture. Only they were cultivating few things, but here they were starting to develop some more crops. The staple crop was yava, that is barley. There is no mention of wheat or cotton in the Rig Veda, though both were cultivated by the Indus people. Two crops a year were raised. So, even though wheat and cotton were cultivated by Indus people, but there was no evidence that only Aryans developed it. They were developing only barley, and the two within a year they used to cultivate for two times. Okay, can you see the picture of it, how they were living? In later Vedic period, the Aryans tamed elephants apart from cow, goat, sheep and horses. In addition to craftsmen of early Vedic period, there were also jewelers, dyers and smelters. Potters of this period was painted grey ware culture. So you would have seen this. So many development is been happening in this period. Use of iron plough and axe helped to put more area of land under cultivation. Crop of wheat, rice and barley were cultivated. With the growth of agriculture, the idea of private possession of land came into existence. New crafts and art developed, leading to surplus production of commodities for sale. So when they started to follow new techniques and new things for cultivation, no, the commodities, the production was so much. Trade became extensive. Barter system was prevalent. Exchange of goods. They used Nishka Satmana, that is gold coin, and Krishnala silver coins for business transactions. So now we are exchanging money, right? So in those days they used to exchange of goods. Goods they used to, if I give rice they can give me dal, so likewise they used to exchange. So they have also used Niksha Satmana is exchange of gold coins. When they give the food item they used to give some gold coins, and Krishnala is nothing but they used to give silver coins also. Okay, metals known to Rig Vedic people: gold, Hirana, iron, Shyama, copper or bronze, they used to call it as Ayas. Religion. Rig Vedic Aryan worshipped mostly the earthly and the celestial god like Prithvi, that is earth, Agni, that is fire, Vayu, that is wind, Varuna, that is rain, and Indra, that is thunder. There were also lesser female deities like Aditi, goddess of eternity, and Usha, appearance of dawn. The religion was Yajna centered. The mode of prayer was recitation of Vedic hymns. People prayed for the welfare of prajas, that is children, pasu, cattle, and dana, wealth. Cow was considered a sacred animal. There were no temples. Idol worship had not yet come into existence. So in those period, that is in Vedic period, what they were doing, they were not believing in worship and idol. They were just saying some prayers, okay, Vedic hymns, like they were asking for protection of the children, protection of their cattle, and protection and for getting more money or wealth. Later on, priesthood became a profession and a hereditary one. New gods were perhaps adopted from non Aryans. Indra and Agni lost their importance. Prajapati, the creator, Vishnu, the protector, and Rudra, the destroyer, became prominent. Sacrifices and rituals became more elaborate. So you know who is a priest, right? So they started taking this priesthood as a profession also. They were teaching something to the people, and new things, the believing of god in new ways also has been developed. That is like Prajapati, that is the creator, it is a name of gods. Vishnu is also a name of god who will be called as a protector, and Rudra, he will be the destroying god. Education. Gurukula system of education. Gurukula system is an ancient learning method. So Gurukula, you would have known, right? Gurukulam, they used to say. The word Gurukula is a combination of the Sanskrit word guru, teacher or master, and kula, family or home. The Shishyas resided with their guru and served them and simultaneously learned and gained knowledge. So they used to follow the people, that is the Sishyas, the seeders. They used to stay with the gurus and make and help them. Okay, and also they learn from their gurus. The students received education through oral tradition method. Rote learning and were required to memorize everything. So there was no writing and learning method. They were just memorizing whatever they are teaching. Their gurus are teaching. Can you see? This one is called as the Gurukulam method. See, the priest, the guru is sitting on the top. The seeders, the Sishyas will be sitting, and whatever he says, they used to memorize everything. The subject of the study included the four Vedas, Idihasas, Puranas, grammar, logic, ethic, astrology, maths, and military science. So these are the subject they were learning. The students were also trained to lead a disciplined life. Only Vijas could be Sishyas. No women could have formal education. As I told you, females, the women's were restricted here, so they were not given proper education. Age based ashramas. Towards the end of the later Vedic period, the concept of four stages in life, the four ashramas, developed. Brahmacharya, student life; Girihasas, married life; Vanaprasatha, going to the forest to meditate; Sannyasa, leading a life of the ascetic so as to attain Swarga. So these are the four age based things. Brahmacharya is the student's life before marriage. Then Grihastha is the married life. Okay. Then Vanaprasatha is after getting married, after few years of married life. Okay. The next thing is Sannyasa. They used to go on a sannyasam. Before they die, they have to visit this areas. Likewise, they will go for teaching also. Okay. So with this, we are ending our Vedic culture in North India. So I hope you all understood. You had some knowledge. You have gained some knowledge of Vedic culture in North India. So how it is being developed, what is later Vedic period, what is early Vedic period. So what is the status of the women and how they treated, what are the cultures they followed, all these things we would have seen in this part. So in the next part we will see about the South Indian thing. Okay, so the Vedic thing, which how it is changed in South Indian side. Okay, okay students, let's end this video. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next video. Stay home, stay safe.